price of that premium. You know, I really don't even care about the price of gas or diesel anymore. There's really no point. You gotta have it. And by the time you ride around town looking for the cheapest stuff, if you're in business, you've lost your time working. What's the point? That's right, everybody. Today we're going back to our roots. We're going to be working with this Kubota tractor and the box blade. Let me just go over what we're going to be doing. And this is the type of work that it all started with. When I first started my business, it was driveways, gravel driveways, me, a tractor, box blade, and my buddy Jared hauling my gravel for me. He's having to haul for me today because the Mack is down. It's out for the count until I hear different. I think we're probably looking at doing an in-frame rebuild. It's blowing oil out one of the cylinders, and I think it's just about time. The reason we're working on this driveway, we did it a couple of years back, but when Hurricane Helene came through, this whole yard, you can see the river sand and everything. We'll go out back in a little bit and I'll show you where that river is, and you'll get an idea of just how much water had to come through here to break its banks. This section of road, not too bad. What I'm going to end up doing is just kind of pre-grading all of this and seeing where we really need the material. I've got 5 loads of ABC, which is road bond, pressure run to some people. I don't really care about looking and being like, oh, it's this thick here and it's thin there. We're just going to drag the whole thing and see how it works out. He's got a couple of areas that are just grass right now. I think they were graveled, so we will need to rake that and see if we can get that grass pulled out. We're just going to come back to this corner here. I think 5 loads will do it. We'll see. This thing's been sitting for a minute. They don't get dirty like that when they're being used a lot. Plenty of oil. Man, this thing needs a bath. I'm so glad to be over here on Patreon. Free of the chains of BS politics, video ads. Let this warm up for a minute. You know what? Let's run back here and fill the tank up on this thing, and we'll record our hours and fuel up after the job, and you guys will be able to see just how much fuel it costs to operate this thing for a project this size. This guy's been leaking for a minute. Oh yeah, it's chewed up pretty bad. Hopefully it'll hold out through at least just getting through this job. Just did is I went back and forth probably 8-10 times before it finally started getting down to just stone. I got a good collection of material in my box blade, and right before I got to the end I lifted up and tapered out. Now what I've got to do is go this way to fill in that crack. Gotta get these river rocks out of the way first though, because they're gonna mess up my grade. got a really nice collection of material in the box blade. I'm wanting to fill this hole in right here. The issue with a tractor when you're pulling material forward, anytime it tips, that box blade tends to want to dig in. So what I've got to do is kind of curve this way, back to where it's flat, come around the hole, and lift the box blade up once it's over here. That way I can lift the box blade up, come this way where I'm level, and push the material back into place. See, it's doing exactly what I said it was going to do. We're really getting down to a good base layer. Son of a gun. This is why I'm not a fan of doing fabric unless you're going to put down a really thick coat, 6 inches plus. I mean 6 inches minimum. Because this is what happens the next time somebody comes to grade that doesn't know it's there. It just peels it out and makes a god-awful mess. This just made this a little more difficult. Alright, I'm just going to take the loader and come up and pull that back and go all the way down through there because I bet that fabric runs all the way. Well, this has turned into a driveway disaster. I've got 45 minutes before Jared gets here with the first load. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and prep the other sections of road. So as he's making trips, he'll be able to tailgate that stuff. I'm going to save this spot for last, and I can work on that as he comes and goes. But I've got to have something for him to do. I had just gotten started over there, and my buddy Jared rolled up. Jared is hands down probably the best tailgater I know. As long as the material's good and dry. This man's been doing this stuff a long time, buddy. That stuff's a little damp on him. I can straighten that out. That'll just go to show you. It don't matter how long you do this, either A, you're gonna have a bad spread, or 2, it's just gonna be too damp to do a good smooth run. I was originally talking to the customer. He was going to spray all this grass and kill it. 2 reasons. It wouldn't just grow right back up through the gravel. And then also I'd be able to see exactly where he wanted material pushed to, but he just didn't have a chance to get to it, so we're going to do the best we can. It always makes for better product when I can pre-grade, but I've got this fabric coming up everywhere I'm trying to grade. The only thing I can do is have Jared bring me the truckloads and cover this stuff up and just top dress that. There's no way I'm going to be able to pre-grade, obviously. I was hoping that they just had water standing in that area and they put fabric down, but I think they've got fabric everywhere here, and it's only about that deep. Doesn't give me a lot of room to work with. That being said, I'm just going to try to pull this stuff back and get it as smooth as I can, and we'll see how it turns out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See if I can roll that fabric out. Okay. Now all I want to do is just get this smoothed back out where I can just get a good job done. Fine job. turned out really good. I'm happy with it. I pretty much, as you saw, I ended up using my loader because it's not quite as heavy as that box blade and it doesn't have sharp corners when I'm back dragging. So I was able to put it down and angle it down just a little bit to minimize pressure and back drag, and that smoothed it out. Then I used the tractor to just track back and forth. The lugs on those ag tires did a good job of mashing that fabric back down. What is going to be key is for Jared to be able to do me a really good tailgate on this from this corner just out there, because this is a low area. I'm going to have him put down a full 15 tons between here and about 60, 75 feet that way. That way I'll be able to work it in with the box blade without fear of rolling that fabric back up. Let's run over here and see how Jared did on that load number 2 on this thing. Woo! He didn't leave me much to do on this one. That's a fine job. That's a Jared Wells work right there. Finally feel like I'm not just barely keeping up with Jared at this point. That spread turned out good. I haven't put the blade or the loader down on that yet. I just tracked it in. Some people will argue that's not compacted. Sure, the top layer is a little bit rough, but those lugs compact the material that's about that deep. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Really good, actually. Turned out pretty good. I wish we had more in the budget to do a lot more road bond. That way everything looks uniform in color. But after a year or so, the sun's going to bleach all this stuff out, and it'll all look like, well, perfect. Motorcyclers coming down through here and wiping out because of me. I'll do this with a tractor. Huh. I don't know what that goes to. I just texted a picture of that cord to my customer. That's internet. Instead of trying to dig around it and get it buried, I think we'll just tailgate one of the loads over it and put it good and deep. All right, what I've got left now, for the most part, I want to cover this area here. He wants me to go all the way up to the porch and cover that grass there. I think I can do that with one 15-ton load, and I'll be able to use my 2 remaining loads right here in this area. I think that's the best management of the material I can do. Perfect. Perfect. That's turned out pretty good. Now we're going to switch gears and we're going to start backing up with the box blade, grabbing material and pulling it forward. That way, as the box blade fills up with the material, it'll spread to the sides and get close to that concrete the way we want. And you'll see me pitching them back side to side, and I have to bear that in mind as I'm grading. What we'll do is we'll start back here at the beginning, and I'm probably going to move a little bit quick because I find that grading that way just works better. 5th gear. start lifting up my blade. That fabric come up just a little, but it's just going to have to be that way. Now I'm going to scoot over, but not so far that I get into the ground I haven't cut yet. That way, it doesn't pitch my tractor up too far to the left and give me too much slope. However, a little too much is better than too little. I hate that fabric. I hate it. It's making my life a little too difficult here. Now I'm just going to ease over to here. Slow down just a little. I'm going to start working that closer and closer to that concrete. This is where you got to be a little careful or you'll mess up somebody's place. You don't want that. Now, that box blade's the widest thing on my tractor. As long as it don't hit nothing, I'm in the clear. Now we're gonna go a little quicker. Hopefully, I don't peel up too much of that fabric. If I do, I'll fix it. Oh yeah, we're doing good. So right there's that fabric. What I'm going to do is I'm going to collect some material and try to just dump it on top of it and weigh it down. Let's see if I can do it first try. I did pretty good. Let's track him in and get him hidden away from everybody. Now I'm coming down to the really slow, tedious stuff. I just want to show that it can be done with a tractor. That's the last pass. I'll park this rig and we'll get out and let y'all see how precise you can work with just an old farm style tractor. Zip that up real nice. Like I say, we got about a 1 degree slope away, and that's plenty. I'll just have to clean my concrete off a little bit, and this section is done. It's the only downside of not hauling your own material. A lot of the time you end up just sitting and waiting if you don't have multiple trucks running. You're either struggling and stressing to keep up with trucks, or you're just bored out of your mind. little too close. And a little too high. There it is. I got a little carried away there, but I did get it back down to the tar line. If you go above that tar line and you don't have good fall, water can be held against that wall above the tar line. It can seep through, so we want to avoid that. Let's see how this one goes. Very good. That stuff just ain't wanting to flow too good today. We can fix it. I feel like that slicked up pretty good.